Hey there, winos. This is Vince.WINE, and today I'm hanging out here at Walgreens. They've got the windows boarded up. I haven't even broken in yet. I want to check out what's going on their wine aisle. I was here not too long ago just picking up some general supplies, and I was really attracted to it. So I want to see, is there anything interesting that can come from Walgreens as far as wine? We'll check that out on today's Wine Lab. Okay, it was really quiet in there, so I didn't want to make a lot of noise by talking and disturbing the other shoppers, but I think I got three pretty cool selections here. These are kind of bottles that really caught my eye, so let's bust these bad boys open, pop some corks, and see what we can taste. Okay, I'm here with the first of our wines that I picked up from Walgreens, and so the question, can any good wine come from Walgreens, is sort of like a wine snobby question in and of itself, and the whole purpose here is to avoid the wine snobbery and really just be open and get into what it is that they can offer, because I'm sure there's some pretty good stuff. All right, this is our Côte de Rosé, Gerard Bertrand, and it's a Grenache Syrah Cinsault from the Languedoc region. It's 2018 here. I've seen this bottle around in multiple places, including Costco. I think I've seen it there. It's really beautiful. It has that nice glass top there, and then a really pretty rose emblem there, and then the bottle itself is just sort of beautiful. The glass is really nice. It feels nice and weighty in the hand, and it's just really pleasant to look at. In fact, it does really remind me of the Post Malone Rosé, the Maison 9, and if you haven't checked out that video, I'll link it right here so you can see it. He actually did a pretty good job. But let's give it a shot and see how it does. So this bottle style has that little pull tab here. That's one way to open a bottle. All right. I just broke the pull tab. So beautiful. Check out that really pretty little emblem there as well, the Gerard Bertrand. Hate the way those open. I had that trouble with the Post Malone Rosé as well, where kind of had this, instead of a pop, it was more of like this glassy sound to it. Totally fine, didn't chip or anything like that. Okay, this has a really pretty color to it, and I do see a little bit of those kind of tiny bubbles that I really need to learn what that is, but that shows me there might be sort of a crisp effervescence on this as well. Pretty chilled. I had it chilling for a little while there. You can see the condensation on the bottle here, but looks great overall. It's not showing me a whole lot of legs, so it's probably not going to be very rich or syrupy, probably not a whole lot of alcohol content on there. Let's take the nose. Okay, there's something sort of flinty on here, almost like I'm gonna get a little bit of smoke on there. Kind of interesting. Really, really muted nose. I'm not getting a whole lot of aromatics just jumping out of that glass. The fruit is mostly just like white fruit with like that sort of yellow and orangey tinge to it think stone fruits, peaches, apricots, that kind of thing. Wow. Okay, that's actually not bad at all. I'm really impressed here. You know what's really getting me on this wine? It is hitting me on all the right places on the finish. It really is just like, man, leaving me with sort of this like salty and again, that sort of flint or smokiness coming on the finish, which is not usually found in a white wine. So that is really intriguing. Wow, and I can't believe it. That finish is still going. It's got a really long finish, and again, it's mostly of that sort of mineral earthiness indicative of French wines. Typically, they finish in earthiness as opposed to American wines or New World wines that finish in fruit. That's actually pretty good. On the palate, it's kind of light. It's a little lacking on the palate, but it's actually pretty yummy. So that's a nice wine, and especially for $14, that's a steal. It's a beautiful bottle, great presentation, and not a bad wine. Yeah, and on a warm day, I will be finishing this bottle. Okay, that one gets a pass with me. Walgreens, not a bad start. I'm actually sort of impressed here. And of course, they're gonna find, good producers to put decent wines in there, but in that sort of $15 price range, at least for rosé, that can do pretty well. Granted, a lot of good rosés are gonna be in sort of that $15 to $30 price range, with about maybe $19 being your sort of average price there. I honestly think 30 and above is a little overpriced for really good rosé, but for 15, hey, that's a good one. Let's move on to the reds. Wow, okay, check out that really beautiful color. My goodness, this has like a ruby red color to it, and this doesn't have very heavy what we call concentration, which means I can see right through it. Look how you can basically see the cork right through it here. You can practically read it there. That is a really low concentration, telling me that this is going to have sort of a light body to it. Okay, certainly one of the more attractive things about this wine is its label. That is one of the things that catches my attention right away. It's so cool. It has the little prisoner guy on here, 19 crimes. Okay, and I'm learning something else. This is actually an imported Australian wine, and it doesn't say what it is. It just says red wine, so it could be a number of things on there. Okay, let's jump into it here. Just volatilizing the esters here, turning my glass. I don't get a whole lot of legs on there. Maybe they're slowly dripping there, so that's good, because I'm a little worried about the body of this wine just because of that sort of low concentration on there, which is usually a clue to how big and full-bodied a wine would be. Let's take the nose. Okay, this is really fruity. I mean, this is certainly about its fruit, and it's all fresh red fruit. So think like cranberries, cherries, currants. And there's just a hint of oakiness on there, something that comes off a little bit like cedar or sandalwood. Not all the way to barbecue or smoke, but there's just a hint of that sort of barbecue underneath there. Let's see how it does on the palate. Okay, all right, so this is basically Kool-Aid with oak treatment. It's really good. It's delicious. And here's the thing about it. It's delicious because it's so straightforward with all of that vanilla oak on there, and I have the feeling that it might not be real oak. It could be like sometimes you can just have these oak chips in the wine, which is a little bit frowned upon, but it's gonna make people happy. It is all about that really fresh red fruit. It's got a really gorgeous, rich mouthfeel or kind of velvety tannin on there, which is nice. The finish is pretty short. It's a lot of oak on there that makes it kind of sexy. Is it complex? No. Oh gosh. It's fine. Okay, it is a perfect people pleaser. I mean, it's definitely attractive. It's impressive on the label. It's gonna be yummy all around. It's just not gonna offend anybody. This is a crowd pleaser for sure. It's very one note, if you will, and for that reason, probably not something that I would pick up again, but it was just kind of cool to try out. But in a world of really good wine, it's okay to expect exceptional wine, and this doesn't quite hit the mark. Yeah, it has this really sort of like artificial flavor to it. Just a lot of vanilla. It almost tastes like if you were eating like a candy or something that is wine flavored. That's kind of what this tastes like. Okay, not bad. So far we've had one dud and one really nice success here. So let's see if Walgreens can redeem themselves, and let's see how that third one does. It is getting hot out here. Okay, so here I have 7 Moons Red Blend. Again, this is another blend wine, but check this out. This is Syrah, Merlot, Petit Syrah, Zinfandel, Cabernet Sauvignon, Malbec, and Grenache. This is like all the red wines. Did you leave any out? That's like so many of the most popular varietals in there. So I do expect this to be pretty full body. Let's just see how it goes. Alcohol only 13.5, so it's not gonna be like super hot. Let's pop it open. Whoa, check out that cork. That is really cool. It's a black cork. I really don't think I've ever seen that before. Trust your instincts. Make your next move with confidence. Well, let's see if my instincts were right on choosing this wine. Okay, this one has a much deeper concentration than the last one, so it is going to be a little bit more full-bodied. Not by much though. Actually, as I lean it forward, I can see my hand all the way through to the bottom of the bowl, just barely, but it is clear. So let's hope it's not an exact replica of the last one. Dang, nose is kind of muted here. I'm getting a lot of the Syrah out of this. It's got that sort of like grilled meat aromatics on the nose. Not a whole lot of oak, I would say, underneath that grilled meat sort of aromatics. Yeah, maybe a little vanilla, but beneath that is a lot of red fruit. Let's see how it goes. That was really bad. Okay, I really don't ever want to trash anybody's winemaking here, but that is not good. It just tastes like I am drinking a bottle of fragrance oil, you know, like what belongs in a candle or what belongs in those little like blade things that you plug into the wall. It really feels that way on the mouth too. It's got this syrupy texture to it with like this rose petal, and you know, it would be nice if I could light it on fire and fill up the room with the aromatics, you know, of it. That would be really cool. But this really was not enjoyable. It was so artificial and really threw me off, and I'm like I'm like personally hurt about it for some reason. Like, I'm taking this personally, 7 Moons, okay? Gosh, that's just not good. I will actually go back to the 19 Crimes just to cleanse my palate here. Actually, I'll go to the rosé. Oh, so much better. So, obviously, this was my big winner today, the Cotes de Rosés. Certainly, if you see this anywhere, pick it up for, again, $14. It is a real steal. By the way, that 7 Moons, that was about $8, and the 19 Crimes was $10. This was the most expensive. And look, here's the thing. If I'm gonna walk away with anything here, I'm gonna say this: if you just need a daily table red wine, go to Walgreens, pick up a bottle of red, and there you have it, right? But I really do mean it, that we are in a world of fine wine. It cannot be okay to just produce fine wine. Fine wine is too easy to make. We are in a world where we can expect exceptional wine. And is that wine snobby? Sure, fine, then I'm a wine snob. But it's true, the options are endless, and you don't have to spend top dollar. That is not the point of this video, that price equals quality in any way, shape, or form. The two that I selected were two of many wines that they carry there. I definitely want to do a follow-up to this video and go back and see, is there anything a little bit more interesting than the reds that I picked up. They're all probably going to be in that certainly low to mid tier quality, but that doesn't mean they can't be good. Again, 19 Crimes, that was pretty drinkable, and this is excellent. I am super enjoying this. So at the very least, great rosé can be had. I suppose if I was going to say anything on price, I would suggest spend at least $15, right? So I think I'll try to go back and see what they have in that $15 and up range, and see if we can redeem buying wine at Walgreens here, because I'm certain that there are producers with heart that Walgreens has recognized that are going to offer us a really, really great glass of wine. I just didn't pick those up today. Thanks so much, guys, and if you enjoyed what you saw here, please leave me a like. That helps a lot, and until next time, drink safe and drink well.